So I recently joined a new gym, a new Jiu Jitsu gym. And this new Jiu Jitsu gym, it's... Okay, so let's start from the beginning. I watch a lot of Andrew Wiltsey, and if you haven't heard, there's been a big controversy about him lately. And maybe I might make a video about that in the future. Not saying, what's it called? Like, I was considering making a video about all that drama, but first of all, it's none of my business. But I could get around that. I could get around the consequences for that by being anonymous. And if I go anonymous with it, like I create a new channel, I do it on a public computer, not that the government's going to trace me, but just because that's sort of like a cowardly thing to do to avoid the consequences. So if I feel like if I do make a video about the Andrew Wiltsey stuff going on right now, I'd have to glue it to my YouTube channel, just out of moral principle. But, you know, if I have to do that, then, well, I'm not. Anyways, but how this all relates back into jiu-jitsu is I watch a lot of Andrew Wiltsey, and I haven't bought any of his instructionals, although I probably should. And what I'm really looking for is for like I'm about to butcher this pronunciation. Vale Tudo, no holds barred, and going straight like sport jiu-jitsu. Like, from the few research that I've been doing about it, it's been just like, from what I've heard about it, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu is more about self-defense and, you know, being able to defend yourself against an attacker. But the one I got used to, Carlson Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, that's more of sport Jiu-Jitsu and trying to win. And, you know, I don't think they're that similar. They're kind of they're kind of different. Because, you know, there's no rhyme or reason to this. This is just me talking about jiu-jitsu to test out the audio equipment. But basically, I'm at this new gym. I'm not going to say what gym it is because, I'm not going to say what gym it is because I don't want to dox them, but this is just my thoughts on it. I joined a new gym because I moved up to university, and when I moved up to university, I'd already done like a year of jiu-jitsu at Carlson Gracie place, which is awesome. So I joined this new gym, and I've only done it like 2-3 times, and I gotta say I do not like it so far, but it may grow on me. Who knows? It may grow on me. But I don't really like it so far, and here's why. The guy who's teaching the class primarily, the guy who owns the place, he's not a black belt in jiu-jitsu. And that doesn't automatically invalidate his opinion. He can still, he's still a higher belt than me. I'm sure he knows his shit. But there doesn't seem to be a black belt anywhere. I mean, not that I've seen. But, you know, that kind of taps into my thoughts of who should be allowed to teach. I'm not allowed to teach. I don't know anything. I'm 19. Actually, I turned 19 recently. But, what's it called? I don't know. He doesn't really... Okay, so the gym I joined, it's not a jiu-jitsu gym. It's an MMA gym, which means they have jiu-jitsu, but it's not a jiu-jitsu place. Like, the way I told my mom and dad about this, I'm like, we were at a jiu-jitsu place before. The new gym that I joined, it's not a jiu-jitsu place. It's an MMA place that has jiu-jitsu and not a jiu-jitsu place that has MMA. It's primarily MMA, and the people there are suckers for Muay Thai. You know, they're doing Muay Thai. So when I went in there and I toured around, I was kind of expecting something similar to Carlson Gracie, which highlights my naivete. Woohoo, I'm very French, use a smart word. But yeah, I was expecting something like Carlson Gracie just because I haven't been around that many jiu-jitsu gyms before. But I was expecting something like that, and when I showed up, here's the difference. I know I'm just kind of word salading all this out. I don't have a script or anything. I'm just sitting in a room talking into a mic. So, Carlson Gracie, that is a good gym. Go to the Carlson Gracie in that's a good gym because going to a bad gym like the one I'm at really highlights the good parts of it. First of all, there's the inconsistent schedule. The new gym that I'm at doesn't have a very consistent schedule. I show up on the times that they're listed, sometimes even earlier, and I miss the class or I miss the beginning of the class. I don't really like that. And, you may say, Harrison, just go ask someone, write it down. I'm not that socially keen. I'm not that social. Talking to people gives me a bit of stress. And, then there's the man up. It's just words. Go talk to them, which, there may be true, but I am who I am, man. I can get better at it, but, I haven't really put that much effort into getting better at social interaction, but, maybe there's a problem there, but I digress. So, inconsistent schedule. They have an inconsistent schedule. I show up. I remember last time I went, I wanted to go to the Jiu Jitsu class, and I showed up like 30 minutes before the class started, and they were already halfway through the class. And so I had to ask the dude, I was like, yo, what's going on? He was like, what, you here for Jiu Jitsu? And I was like, yeah, I'm here for Jiu Jitsu. He's like, oh, that's the class right over there. Just ask Coach, you can join in. And so I did, and I was just like, hey, what's up? They were training an arm-in triangle, like escape and defense. And so all of that. But that's another thing that differentiates this gym from like places like Carlson Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Because this place, I remember even after I walked out on the first day, this place goes through, it goes too fast. It's like you're working on like 5 new techniques every class, and it really doesn't give you that time to hone in to perfection on one. The way Carlson Gracie did it, which I'm a big fan of, and the way, when I say Carlson Gracie, I mean the guy who taught over there at his name is, I don't want to butcher his last name, I think, but he's awesome. He's a great teacher. And the way they divided it up is the first 30 minutes, it's a 90-minute session. First 30 minutes is drilling with a partner. You just grab a partner and you guys take turns practicing a move which he shows you. You spend 30 minutes doing that. If you're training triangles, first guy grabs closed guard and he throws up a triangle and tries to get it locked in, and the other guy, maybe he provides some resistance, maybe he doesn't, but other than that, he's just like a flesh puppet. He's just there to get the moves trained on him, and then you guys switch, and then he does it to you, blah, 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 and that way you guys can drill and get better. Then the next 30 minutes are, what's it called? Guided rolling is what I'm going to call it. Basically, you guys start from a specific position, and then you go 3, 2, 1, start. So it's not like live rolling where you start on your feet and you start like, trying to just submit. Your goal is to start in this position and then try to win from that position. And then the last 30 minutes are free rolling, which I really liked. But you're supposed to be focusing on that one move. That entire class period is that one move. You spend 30 minutes drilling that one move, and then you spend another 30 minutes trying to hit that one move, and then if you're really trying to go after it, during free rolling, you're trying to hit that one move too. So it's all one move. This new place that I'm at, it's going through like 5 techniques, and you're not really, I guess you're live rolling. The way they did it is same thing, kind of drilling, but the first time they had us working on guillotines, and then 5 minutes later guillotine defense, and then 5 minutes later arm triangles, and then 5 minutes later arm triangle defense, then how to get out of mount. And the instructor wasn't showing, well, no, that's not fair. He was showing what we had to do. But I just didn't like that style. I felt like we were going too fast, and then I really didn't think he knew what he was talking about, the instructor. Well, maybe he did, but I just think he was a bad teacher. That's what I think it boils down to. He was just a bad teacher. We talked about inconsistent scheduling. We talked about, how they differ from a great jiu-jitsu gym like Carlson Gracie's. What's another one? Those are the only two gripes I really have about it. I'm there to learn jiu-jitsu and to get better. If I could pick any gym in the world to train at, or at least try, I'd do what's it called? And I say that, but I say that kind of casually, but that's not something you really say casually if my research is proven true. Because those fuckers don't play around. They do, yeah. Anyways, that was just my little rant about this gym. Anyways, peace out.